Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are back for another edition of Shop Talk Live, and we completely skipped last week because it happened to fall on a holiday.
We used it as an excuse.
We didn't use an excuse. We were out of the office, and so we didn't. We took the day off. Sometimes you got to take the day off and relax, enjoy yourself.
And what better day is it than, a national holiday?
Yeah, that's what we did. We ended up enjoying ourselves and taking it easy.
I don't know what day Valentine's comes on, but if it's a holiday or if it's a Monday, nope.
We're not doing the shop talk live on Valentine's Day.
Oh gosh, how romantic would that be?
You have a candle at dinner, a camera on you.
No, a candle at dinner where you're just eating and you just see a hand like slowly move across the camera. Yeah, nah, I don't see us doing that. Oh,
Nothing
hey.
says romance like.
I need to find my glasses because people are talking.
Oh, are they now?
Yep.
Oh, what was that?
He got
Was
his
that-
collar off. Hey, JP.
Was that a growl?
Hey, Sonny.
Hey, what's
Hey,
up,
Albert
JP?
Alejandro Perez P. Hey, Mikey desde Colombia. JP,
What's up,
we're doing
Albert?
great. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Yeah, we're both doing
Hi,
awesome.
sincere.
We're been busy. Been busy. There's always something going on. If it's not work, then it's probably my fault throwing the wrench in things, adding more things for us to do. And although I can't necessarily say that what's going on over here, by the way, he's got his collar off.
I know. Hi, Ministry, and hi, David. He's not even. Are you still on? Because I thought that.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely on.
All right. So, hi, everybody.
Sorry about that. We'll tell you what's going on here in a second.
We have 3 more minutes of filler.
No, we don't have to sit here and wait for a minute. Just kind of like some of you guys that tune in. Sometimes it takes a moment, but looks like you guys are here. So let's go ahead and just kind of kick things over, and we'll start chatting. And if you guys have any questions, just let us know. Isn't that right, Shannon?
Woo! He's eating my slipper still.
He is. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome to another Monday edition of our little shop talk program here. And so if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them that away. It's always backwards over that away. And if you don't have any questions, we'll just hang out and kind of tell you what's going on in the shop as of today.
I'm not wearing contacts, so I have to read everything with very, very Revenge of the Nerd glasses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's...
They have screen tape on them.
It's time to get some more contacts, that's for sure. So that way... Did you say screen tape?
I'm actually kind of proud of the way you made these.
Oh, your busted glasses? I'm not sure I want to show
he
these
broke
off.
them, so he made another piece for them and taped it with
Yeah,
screen tape.
I think we had talked about that before. However, it was...
I'm actually very impressed with the production of it.
Excuse me. She...
I don't know. I'm feeling silly tonight.
Actually, she actually left her glasses on the floor, and then I ended up stepping on them. So
to be fair, I told them these are right here. Don't step on them.
Hardly. Who sets their glasses on the floor? But anyways, Shannon, that's who does it.
Yeah.
However, so the one of the I don't know what you call this piece here, but it broke off. So I made her some. I did what they call Southern engineering. Took a little masking tape and some cardboard and fixed them up. Here, Shannon, come get them. Come grab them. Oh, there goes your hand. So anyhow.
Okay, so JP has a question. He installed the yellow
Sure.
sleeves for the fluorescent bulbs, 8 total. It's very bright. Is that going to be for not exposing?
So to me, it sounds like you put the UV safe sleeves over about 8 fluorescent bulbs, and then you're kind of wondering as to whether or not it's safe. I mean, that's what you want. You want it as bright as you can possibly get it with those lights, those filters. They will they they're not going to harm anything. I mean, it'll block the light. I literally, with our cabinet that we do have, I take the screens out of the cabinet and they're out in the sunlight for, maybe 30 seconds tops, and put it in exposure unit and expose away. They come out, they hit a little more sunlight, even though the film's stuck on there, but it's not going to. No, I mean that's the best situation to have are the covers over your fluorescent bulbs. Just because it's very bright doesn't mean it's going to expose. Those yellow sleeves will filter out any UV rays that are going to kind of pre-expose your screens. You can actually leave them sitting out. You don't even need a cabinet or anything like that. So that's awesome, man. That's awesome. I don't think I've ever had our shop that bright with I just had the one hanging lights. It was 2 of the fluorescent bulbs, and to me that was bright enough. But that's awesome.
Okay, so he beat me to the chase because I wanted to give a couple shout outs. First off, hi Sam, if you're watching. Hopefully you were able to get to the live this time because you were telling us today about the thing. And you couldn't, it was always kicking you off. Hopefully you got in there. And I wanted to give a shout out to Orange Star.
Yes, you're really not that late, Orange Star. I mean, to be honest, we start right at 7, and then we kind of hold for a moment or two. But so guys, not this past show. When was that, Shannon? That we talked about
show. It's just we didn't do a show last
week.
Was
it? Okay, so last week we didn't do a show, so we didn't really get a chance to mention it, and I kind of have plans to like post something about this, but I might have to buy some more. Anyhow, so we talked about it Monday, and then Tuesday. What was his name that showed up on the motorcycle?
I have zero. Remember.
I'm forgetting now. I apologize.
But it was Orange Star's friend. Whoever.
Was it Wayne or something like that?
Yes, it was Wayne.
Was it Wayne?
It was Wayne.
Yeah. So so he showed up on his motorcycle, and we really appreciate it. I appreciate it. Shannon does as well.
Not probably as much.
Yeah, probably not as much as I do.
He is down to all of it.
So go check out the Texas Hot Sauce Company. I mean, the ingredients pretty much are all natural stuff. It's www.texashotsaucecompany.com. So go check that out. This is it's got some habanero and some vegetables. I imagine some carrots or whatnot in there, but it's really good. Like it's not too spicy. And to be honest, this is the second bottle that I'm working on, and I gave 2 of them away. The vendor, the driver from GSG, actually, he swung by because I had to get a few more things, and then I gave him a bottle. I was like, "Hey man, look, check this out," because we were talking about us kind of geeking out over hot sauce, and Shannon had finally met him, and she thought it was funny that we're geeking out over hot sauce, and then my brother, I gave him a bottle as well, and now I'm kind of like, man, I wish I wouldn't gave all the hot sauce away because it's really good. So there goes that, and if any of you other guys want to toss some hot sauce our way, we'll be sure to give you a shout out. And I don't know, I've always enjoyed spicy food, and I think we've been going to I've been watching Hot Ones a little too much because we went to Buffalo. Was it Buffalo Wild Wings or was it Brew Wings, Shannon?
Brew Wings.
Okay, we went to Brew Wings again, and I just immediately kind of gravitate like towards the hottest stuff just because I like
suicidal.
Yeah, I like the hotness of it, although I don't like every single wing to be that. It's like a little bit of that, and then, however, We really appreciate it. Orange Star, great stuff, man.
Yes, thank you very much. That was very sweet of you. Because
if you have any other flavors you wanna send our way, I'll be happy to try those out. So anyhow,
we have a couple things.
Shannon, I'll let you kind of lead the way on the next thing.
Thank you. First off, everybody wish me happy birthday. My birthday's tomorrow.
Yes, it is Shannon's birthday. What are you doing? Not you, Shannon. Give me that rock.
He has the rock. Oh, anyways, so it's like I'm telling you, Tiny Giants. David says he has trouble removing the print head and cleaning and replacing the Epson 1460, so he's waiting on you to do a video. And then there's a couple of other questions that we can get to. Oh, thank you guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and post those as soon as possible because I already have them recorded. But the way that I did record them, it's almost kind of like a series. But maybe I'll just go ahead and post it up so that way people that find it later will be able to check out all the videos that I recorded, because I basically did a head cleaning video, and then the other one was it basically was a video of me removing the head and then installing a CISS kit and a waste tank. And so
it's actually really neat looking.
Yeah, it is. It's noisier though, having that CISS with that ribbon in there. It bangs around. I put it in a couple different spots and it still bangs around a little bit, but the savings that come from that though are, man, it's well worth it just being a little a little noisier, because I think the two kits together was like $68 with shipping, and on average we'd spend $100 for the replacement cartridges, and I don't see this ink running out anytime soon. I still have 3 bottles to put into that system. Those tanks are about half full, so I still have 3 more bottles to use to fill that stuff up. So I'll post that as soon as possible. We just been busy with adding new equipment to the shop, and then other things such as
not yet. Different. We have another question. Like, we can get to the personal stuff after the questions.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, Sunny says, "Hey Matt, I'm wanting to get a new printer and software kit. It's very basic now. What's the cheapest set that you know of to start printing halftones and separating colors? If you can help."
Printer and halftones. I mean, really, it was the 1400 and the 1430s. If you can find one of those used, that would be a great way to go, because they're starting to jack up the prices on all these printers. I'm not too familiar with some of the other halftone softwares out there. I have used a couple, but I wasn't near as impressed with as I am with Accurate Black Pearl. I think it's about $350 for it. It might seem like quite the expense starting off. However, it's definitely worth it, because the quality of the halftones and all that, its ripping capabilities is really great. So I wouldn't shy away from trying some other things, but it's almost one of those situations where it's kind of like you pay you get what you pay for type of deals. What were we gonna say, Shannon?
Well, speaking of Accurate, weren't you supposed to start doing that beta testing sometime soon?
Yeah, that's for
I thought that was
Separation Studio, their new version.
Accurate, that's Separation Studio. Excuse me, I don't know what I'm talking about.
So I got to reach back out to them. They're supposed to send a beta version over, teach me how to use it, and then that way I can show you guys how to use it. And essentially, the deal that we have lined up is, if any of you guys out there purchase Separation Studio, and through me as a vendor, then essentially we just get like a little sales commission. It doesn't change the price or anything like that. I believe it's on a cloud-based kind of um, subscription like Adobe is these days. So I think it's something like $50 a month for it, rather than it being one huge kind of lump sum $800 purchase. It's a cloud based service now. I use it quite a bit. I use it a lot, and so uh, even though I can and often do things manually quite a bit, if I can get into Separation Studio and it separates things out quite nicely, like, quick like that, rather than me having to spend an hour to 2 hours separating it, then I mean, I always try it in Separation Studio first. So
Okay, we have another question.
okay, what's the question?
Print it to win it. So,
I like.
I do too.
I know I've heard the name before, but I just still get a kick out of that
I
every
like that
single
too.
time.
Have you used a temp? Well, he says temp donut to gauge your temps. I'm gonna assume he's saying gun and typo. Autocorrect. Have you used a temp gun to gauge your temps in the conveyor dryer? I feel like my Ryobi gun is off by 50 to 70 degrees.
I have one of those Ryobi guns, and one of the things that you can do as just a little bit of a kind of a safety net when they come out, and this isn't always true. It just depends on what mesh you're using. So I tend to use a higher mesh count. You can stretch it a little bit. With the higher mesh count, you're not caking on so much ink, so you can get you can kind of tear the ink apart. Going up with the weave of things. However, I mean, if you're printing like with a 110, then you'll have no problem stretching.
Well,
what's that?
Apparently it wasn't a typo. It's a temperature donut.
A temperature donut?
I've never heard of that, so I just assumed it was a autocorrect.
I'm not. No, I haven't used a temperature donut. I have a temp gun that is. It costs like $25. Actually, I think it's a Stanley or some crap like that, not a Ryobi. But they're like $25. The more accurate ones are going to be closer towards the $100 range. But I mean, the $25 temp guns will get you there. And I tend to run mine a little hotter than most people, just because I like them to go through the conveyor quicker. But generally when they're coming out the other end, for me, they're anywhere from, depending on what mesh I am using for my print, it's anywhere from like 350 to 380. And I mean, as long as you're not scorching it and they're not coming out and they're bubbling and sticking together. I mean, there's been times when they've gotten a little too hot and they've stuck together. That's when you're too hot. So you don't want to bubble up your cured ink.
I've never heard of this before.
What's that?
The donut? I've never heard of that.
Oh, yeah.
You've never once said temperature donut.
Well, I don't use a temperature donut. I use to be honest, I'm like a temperature donut. I use a temp gun.
Well, everything I learned from you.
The donut thing is not something, I don't even know what the hell, to be honest. I don't know what a donut is, but I mean, I imagine it's, it's another way of measuring the temperature of things. But I don't know, a temp gun for me works. Shoot it about 6 inches from the end of the heating element. You need to take a look at the heating element, and within about 6 inches from it getting out from underneath that panel, then as long as it's reading about 220, 230, it needs to stay at 220, 230 for about 30 seconds or so if you're wanting to keep it at that temperature. But I like to bump my temp up and run it through a little quicker. Yeah.
Okay, so David Tacklin said Jonathan Catspit, no stranger. He said in his vlog he showed using yellow ink to remove to eliminate dark ink.
To eliminate. Okay, so I think I know what Shannon's talking about.
Showed using yellow ink on film in his latest vlog again to eliminate dark ink.
Yeah. So what that is basically he's onto something. I think someone even told Jonathan that he should patent that because we're all using the black ink, right? And a lot of these black inks, even when you look through them, it has a reddish tint to it. And that blocks the UV lights. But Shannon, what he's been doing is using a yellow ink to print it down, and the yellow ink is completely blocking the UV rays for doing film.
Although that's interesting.
Yeah. So, okay. And I don't know if it's just traditional. I don't believe it is. I don't believe it's traditional yellow ink. It might be. I remember seeing his first video about it. However, just with everything we have going on ourselves, I haven't really attempted to kind of change up what I know is working for us because, like my father's told me, if it's not broke, don't fix it type of situation. However, I mean, what he's doing is experimenting because he's a, he sells equipment and all that. Well, I mean, we're screen printers, so it's just like we are constantly pumping out screens and film and all that. And if I go trying something different and it doesn't work out, then it's like, yeah, it sets us back. So that'd be something fun to play around with during the holidays and all that. But I don't think I'm gonna have time. I'm gonna be playing around with something else, and it's screen printing related. I'll tell you that.
Screen printing. Anyways,
it's screen printing related.
So first off, Tim, thank you very much. JJ, thank you for that explanation. That actually makes it like crystal clear in my mind. And the next question you get to handle because Albert Alejandro Perez P.
Where are we at here?
Alejandro,
in the midst of
Albert Alejandro Perez P. Mikey También Tango Another Day something.
Mikey.
I don't speak Spanish. I speak French.
También Tango and you know what? I know Spanish a little bit. I knew it better. Would you mind copying and pasting that into Google Translate to see what the dealio? You might just be saying what's going on.
No, he's talking about something about separation of colors.
Yeah, I see that.
I caught that much.
Asa Colombia. He's in Colombia. So he's printing in Colombia. Let's see. He also has I'm not sure what that word is with the two L's. I know it's generally a Y.
Also, I have a stamping workshop. I really liked the last stamp of the bike. You should send me the separation of colors to stamp it here in Colombia.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. I was getting there. I was just probably not near as fast as that, though. I can tell you that much. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Send me your email address to Matt@Mikey Designs and
say it in Colombian.
I'll I don't know how to say it in Colombian. What do you?
I think it's just Spanish, but
well, yeah. It seems like. I mean, it's Spanish. However, I my extent of Spanish was working at James Coney Island for 6 years and telling people how to make hot dogs with certain ingredients and telling people how to clean stuff. And my Spanish was starting to get really good. And then I graduated college and became a graphic designer full time. So there really wasn't any need for...
Taller means shop.
Oh, okay. And it's not taller. It's the Y's. The two L's are like a Y. Anyhow,
I don't know. Okay. Anyways, so I'm gonna stop embarrassing myself. And hi Liberty. Hey Sundry.
Hey, thanks Tim. Yeah, I appreciate that.
Hey Waldo.
The automatic's been. That we'll talk about that here in a moment, but I appreciate that.
And first off, I want to say thank you to everybody that said happy birthday to me and give me well wishes. I appreciate it. And because it is my birthday, I got a birthday present. And drum roll.
She did. She got a birthday present. Is this?
Oh my god! That was the drum roll.
Oh, okay. So that was supposed to be me, like.
Yeah, drum roll.
This dog is gonna be so pissed off.
But that was my birthday present. So, and everyone, thank you so much for the happy birthdays. And look at my puppy.
Yeah, so here's what we went and got Saturday. In the midst of everything else that's going on, we went and got this dude. And so while we're here at the shop, he hangs out and just like lays on the floor. I told Shannon, I was like, I wasn't on board with getting a dog because the amount of care that they need. And like, we couldn't just leave the dog at the house. And I was like, I didn't feel right about it. And to be honest, when I went and got that automatic, the shop that I went to, they had 4 dogs and a parrot. And I was like, they're cool with that?
They were trying to give away the parrot, and Matt wouldn't let me have it.
Right. I was like, no, I don't want that parrot. That thing's loud. It's like, wah, and it just mocked you. I'm like, I felt like he was being a dick, really.
That would have been awesome, though, an asshole parrot.
No, I would have.
Yeah,
I would have kicked him eventually. I wouldn't have kicked him, but I would have just got fed up and be like, you see, that's the thing is you wouldn't be able to find anyone to come get him because they're willing to toss him in. I was like, I'll take one of the dogs. So, anyways, what I was getting at is I didn't feel comfortable at first with bringing a dog in, and we kind of came to the conclusion that there's not a ton of walk-ins, but when they do come in, we have ways that we're going to handle it, and most people like puppies anyways. It's just when he gets older. So he's a Doberman, and we're going to get his ears cropped, his little tail's docked and all that stuff, and
don't shut
he's 8. It's just his tail. He's 8 weeks old, and he's got a long way to go.
His name's Apollo.
But also the neighborhood is or the area where our shop's at. It's a little shaky, or a little. There's some characters that are in the area that are a little a little shady. It's not the best area, and so instead of packing a gun or something like that, what he's gonna do is chase people off. Go get him.
Stop! Don't!
Like, he's enjoying that.
No, he's not.
You want to say something to the people out there? Yes, no sir, didn't like it.
Stop shaking the dog. It's like shaking baby syndrome. It works the same way.
No, he's a puppy. He runs.
He runs like our 2-year-old. They run the exact same way, just all limbs just flying every which way.
Yeah, so here's the shop dog, and he's also going to be a guard dog. We're going to get his little ears trimmed and all that stuff, and his
name's
still
Apollo,
young.
and he's wonderful.
And when we take him back to the house and we try to put him in his kennel, all he does is cry at night. Like, he's at that stage where I'm like, but he's been really good with potty training. Luckily, we have the that little run back there, so he runs up and down it and goes out there and takes care of business. And he really hasn't had any accidents in here.
One. He said one.
One. Yeah. Just now, as we're like doing our show and not being able to pay attention to.
Wait, did another one happen?
No, I thought that's what you were doing over there, where you're kind of like. Was that not what was happening?
No.
Oh, okay. I thought you were trying to tell me he.
Oh, no. I'm not even going to talk about on air what happened.
Oh, okay. Well. Anyhow.
Okay, so
there you have it.
Oh, and thank you, Sentry. And yeah, so that's my puppy. He's named Apollo. I named him that because I wanted him after the Greek god, but Matt's just like, Houston, NASA.
Yeah, it's like, breaker 1 2.
Eric!
Houston, we got a problem.
Would you stop pushing the dog's
We'll get you, we're going to get you a little space helmet.
You can see he's
print a t-shirt. What?
You can see he's like doing this.
He's fine.
Okay.
He's just tired, really. He's just like kind of like nuzzling up to me, really. He's
Which is good because he was getting jealous because the dog just comes and sits in my lap as I'm working at the desk.
No, I wasn't getting jealous because I was getting stuff done. I was
hogging the dog.
That's all I said is you're hogging the dog, but you have a standing and sitting desk, and so he's been able to, like, I don't want a dog sitting in my lap while I'm working. For you, it's different because you have the desk that can go down to the floor, and for me, I'm just kind of like,
yeah, guys.
I see him, I pet him.
To give you a description of my the way this desk or this office goes. Matt has a standard normal desk. I have a standing desk that goes up and down with the button. And when I'm lazy or tired, I just put it on the floor and I just sit. And so I've been doing that lately, and the dog's just been like crawling in my lap. And anyways, we're not here to talk about the dog. I just wanted to brag about him for a second.
Well, he's a shop dog, and
he is the shop dog. Actually, JP said that.
Invested security for future purposes. So some shady character comes up, instead of having a gun,
woof, woof, woof.
Go get a boy.
He's gonna be a wuss though.
Probably so.
All the Dobermans I know are wusses. Every single one.
It takes training. That's what I was saying.
Everyone's
get a Rottweiler. Just get a Rottweiler.
I don't
They're
want
not
a
wusses.
freaking Rottweiler. Anyways, so everyone's just been mostly saying congrats on the auto. You guys can say happy birthday too.
They have. Okay.
If you want to give me a present, I'll take a gift card and a Steam for a Steam account.
What?
I have a video game I really want to play. It's like $19.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord. So going back to the automatic. So I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. I've been wanting it for quite some time. I know Shannon's. I know she's excited, but she's really she's holding off on the excitement right now because I don't think she quite really realizes.
It's just I was telling Matt, like, I can't conceptualize it the way that you can. So I'll be happy when I see things up and running. Right now, all I see is just a chaotic mess that kind of reminds me of when we were back at the garage. And it stresses me out because we're not getting some of our orders out that we need to. But once it's up and running, I see it just going shoom, shoom, shoom. I'll be excited for about 2 minutes until all the shirts start coming down. And I'm going to be like, you're an asshole.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the things she...
Oh, thank you, Liberty.
Really wasn't completely thrilled about is because we do a lot of jobs that are, I would say on average, about 3 to 6 colors. It's not too often that we do a whole bunch of one color jobs. We do one color jobs. However, one of the things is we'll have like one of the jobs that we need to do now is 5 colors on the front, 6 colors on the back. And the manual press is just kind of pushed aside, and we're going to make it work where it's at right now. It's not going to stay there. I'm going to break it down and tuck it away. However, I was thinking that we might just take all the arms off except for one arm and one head, and we can just use it as one color, and the footprint would only be about this big.
I don't know why you're...
We'll have to see how that looks. Anyways, so
I just want things up and running.
Everything is just kind of in disarray right now. We're really not able to get anything done at the moment.
Beautiful. Okay.
So we're really not. Yeah, will you take him out? We're really not able to get any production done at the moment. We're going to try and do this order that's a 5 color front, 6 color back. We'll see how that goes, but I'm really excited about it. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of an update on the automatic, what's going on with it. Today I called Workhorse and placed an order for all the parts that need to be addressed, because the people that had the shop, the people that had the press to begin with, They're a bunch of ladies, and they just really didn't fix things, and they just kind of used the press as 1 and 2 color. The bulk of their orders are 1 and 2 color. So here's the whole list of everything that the tech that Howard wrote up. So, and I went on Workhorse's website, found the part number, got everything I needed. Here's the list that he wrote down for each head, just kind of little maintenance things that need to be done. Like, say, for instance, there's a micro lever that's missing, the stroke stop. This is for head 1. It's basically just a metal block that has springs in it. The little clamp down knob on it was stripped out. So it's things like that. A couple of the cylinders were a little iffy, so we're going to replace those. There was a little bit of water in the system, so we're gonna and all this stuff I am doing personally. I'm going to be doing these repairs and putting it back together. And once I get it to the point towards where I'm like, okay, it's back together, I'm going to have Howard come back in and just kind of give it a once over and make any tweaks that he feels is necessary to it. But I mean, they're pretty simple machines, and I'm in the process of recording everything that I'm going to do. I've actually started last night. Hadn't had any chance to do anything today, but so yeah, I'm really excited about it. So I ordered the parts today. There's a couple boxes that did come in that are the feet for the compressor, the oil, the chiller came in. The compressor would have came in today. However, there was, for some reason, they couldn't get a hold of me. And it was probably either from a unknown name kind of number or a 1-800 number, and we tend not to answer those sort of calls because they end up being some sort of telemarketing thing. And electrician came Sunday. He took a look at things, and then he's like, okay, so all we really need to do is upgrade the box that is in the shop and run the lines down to where the flashbacks are at, where the compressor's at, and that'll be it. So really, we got to add 3 220 lines into the current box. And the box that we have now is just completely maxed out. It's a 100 amp box, so he's going to upgrade it to a bigger box, and excited about it. It's been a lot of lining stuff up, so very excited. Can't wait to get up and running.
It's been an adventure though, and like,
man,
oh my God. I told Matt, I was like, okay, you're gonna do it. He's like, you want to come with me to go check it out? No. Yeah. I'm like, I'm so stressed out by this. No, I'm not going. And then he decides he's gonna get it, and he's like, so what's going on? Okay, so I'm going with Howard or whatever, and which was fine. I was like, do not message me at all, because no news is good news, and I'm so stressed out because you are already pissed off because you didn't book the RV or the U-Haul or whatever in time. So
yeah,
and so he's like sitting there going, like, shit, this, damn this.
Yeah, because okay, so
I had to find that. Hey.
I had the tech lined up, and to be honest, he $680 a day, and his schedule he's a pretty busy dude. Even though he's an older guy, he knows his stuff. He's cool. He's a cool guy. He actually was part of the team that, I don't know if it's a team, but I know he had his hands involved in designing the press, so he knows it in and out. And it was a matter of, man, it's like just lining up the electrician, just getting the compressor and all that stuff. Dealing with the schedule of the other shop. Hey, when are you available? When can I come take a look at it? There were 2 days out of the week I spent about 4 or 5 hours over there just looking over the press and everything, and Howard couldn't make it out to look at it initially. But the funny thing is, not that it's funny, but what Howard was telling me is I got the press for $6,500, and he was telling me because it has the two flashbacks and the press itself, between those three things, that I got a really good deal. And there's 70 screens sitting out in the shop that are 23 by 31. I'm gonna have some of them remeshed because I want some of the higher mesh counts. They tend to have the lower mesh counts. But still, I mean, that saves a crap ton of money, because I had budgeted getting about 50 to 60 screens and just getting them new. Since we have those, I'm going to keep the good screens and a certain amount of each mesh count, and then have the others remeshed.
And we're going to find a place to put them somehow.
We are. I'm just going to build a shelf and put the manual screens up, and we're not going to get rid of them. We're going to hold on to them. Of course not. We can use those. By the way, the squeegees.
I don't want to frame the shop gnome one though.
Yeah, there's some 10-inch squeegees in there that that we can use for chest prints and smaller prints, front prints, and all that stuff too. So we'll be able to use those manual screens a little bit too as well.
But anyways, guys, so it was living hell there for pretty much a straight week. And he's like he said, he's talking to the electrician, he's talking to whoever, he's talking to the mechanics, he's talking to like whoever's like doing whatever. And then last minute he realizes, oh shit, I forgot the U-Haul.
Yeah. Jeez, yeah. So I called Thursday night before I went and picked it up, and not everybody was booked. On the places I could think of, Penske and U-Haul and all that. So Shannon found the PV place. Mm-hmm.
Because he was just cussing so much. I was like, I'll handle it, darling. Darling, I'll handle it. Type. Hey, look, they have this.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, okay.
I would say that the annoying part of the whole thing had been that I got that huge truck, and we couldn't load the press up into the truck because that lift gate was like this. I'm not even sure that the base itself is like 1,200 pounds. That thing's a monster. So luckily, funny story that I hadn't included in any of the videos, or this last video, is we worked on it. I did mention that we worked on trying to get it in there for a few hours. Howard was just kind of persistent about, let's try it this way, let's try it that way. And I'm like, why don't we just roll the thing up on there and pull the pallet jack out? If we need to put a couple pieces of wood underneath there and pull the thing out, then we can try and lift it up. However, the footprint of it just was iffy, and I wasn't comfortable with trying to load this machine up on there, and then it just ended up falling over. Luckily, the shop just across from the screen printing shop where I got it is a mechanic shop, and a tow truck driver was bringing a car to drop it off. And I was like, hey man, how much will you charge to load this base up onto your flatbed? And he gave me his price and all that. It really wasn't all that expensive. And so he loaded it up, and I was like, give me your number, let me follow you, because I don't really know you. And the guy that owns the shop, he's like, man, he moves my stuff all the time. He's real trustworthy and all that. So he gives me his number, and I dial his phone, and it pulls up as Alex Towing. So he had towed my V8 Bug that I had about 8 years ago, and I didn't realize it. And so we both just kind of laughed about it. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, go ahead, man. You towed me before, and you dropped my little show car off back at the house when it had a little bit of a short circuit in the electrical system, and that was pretty cool. That was
Well,
pretty
Waldo
awesome.
says that with all the people at Home Depot, you could have used them to load it and they would have picked it up. And Imagination has a question.
It's funny you mentioned that because I thought to myself, I'm like, that's definitely a true statement because those guys were hungry for work. And I feel bad that you know that's what they're having to do in order to get work. But at the same time, I don't. And I've always known, like here in the Houston area, there's many places you could go to and get
In Tomball, it's the donut
inexpensive
shop.
labor. The only thing is you don't ever really know if these guys are going to like try and do something shady. Hold you up, rob you, kill you, for all you know.
No.
And there's nothing to laugh about because people have died
Cameras, and Aaron was just like
doing that kind of thing. Apparently, Shannon's dad has done that kind of thing, but
well, he wasn't a worker.
I don't know. In
the
future, it might be something to consider if I need something done around the shop that Panda doesn't want to deal with because he's a fancy manual labor. Hey, Panda. Since you're just kind of twiddling your thumbs right now while I'm registering these screens, could you sweep the shop floor, take the trash out, give the toilets a scrubbing? I'm not going to do that. We're not. Well, he didn't say about the sweeping. Yes, he did. He drew the line at the toilets thing, and I'm like, okay, I can kind of understand that.
I could kind of get it, but at the same time, I'm like, clean the damn toilets.
Okay. I would make him do that.
I think I'm meaner than you. I honestly think I'm meaner than you because I would have been like getting there and clean the damn toilet. I don't want to do it. Matt's not gonna get to it like anytime soon. So you know what? Get your ass in there. Anyways, Imagination has a question, and Orange Star actually has something too.
Okay, cool.
Imagination wants to know if the conveyor dryer we have is going to be able to handle what the Yada puts out.
It will. The
right, Waldo?
Plastisol, doing Plastisol inks, it will do. I would say an average is about 300, and some sites say 250, some say 350. To me, if I'm doing 200, even on the low end, 250 shirts consistently, no matter how many colors it is, dude, I'm set. We're set. Shannon doesn't like that because when we do white shirts with a dark print on it, I can do a pace of close to 200 an hour, but I eventually get worn out. Out keeping up with that pace. So I kept that in consideration. They actually had a dryer that they were selling to go along with it for about another 1,500 that would probably do about 2,000 shirts an hour. However, we're not quite at that pace.
We don't have enough people to handle that.
We don't, and that's the thing too. Is like we're taking it in steps. So right now, we're getting the shop all set up to handle the automatic. If we get to the point towards where that thing, so this press will do 700 t-shirts an hour. If we're running at 700 t-shirts an hour and we're that busy where we need to upgrade our dryer, then we'll gladly do it. So we're just taking those little baby steps, and the first thing is getting the automatic in. As we grow things, a bigger dryer, and eventually maybe 3 or so years down the line, we can just we'll already have the air compressor and everything else hooked up, and we can just get a newer press. However, I know I'll be happy with this press for quite some time because it's easy. It's an easy to me. Like, I'm old school and I like things simple. I had driven a 71 Volkswagen Bug, a 1980 El Camino, and one of the reasons I did is because I like to be able. I knew how to overhaul these vehicles. I knew how to work on them. They're very simple. It's kind of like when the clutch went out on the Cruise. I was irritated because I'm like, here's a newer vehicle. Everything's so cramped and compact inside this compartment, and I know how to change clutches out. However, the guy that has a shop next door to us, that's what he does for a living. He repairs cars. So luckily he was able to help out. However, I jumped in just as soon as he was kind of like taking his time with things. He's like, no, we don't need to go put in the transmission in just yet. And he went inside. I'm like, Shannon, get over here. Get over here. Jack this up. Keep going. And I put the threads in there, and it's one of those kind of situations. Yeah, Shannon actually helped. Yeah, so. So what did Orange Star say there, Shannon?
First off, Tim says you earned that press, and a month from now it's gonna be going smooth like butter, like
Shoot,
that many O's.
I would say
and Orange Star.
Next week, I would say that it's going to be going smooth. We'll have it together by the end of this week, into production early next week. As next week goes on and we start running shirts through this on this press, we'll see what else is, if there's anything else that needs to be addressed. I think we've covered it all. I
hope so.
No, for sure. I cover.
I know. I'm just it's back to that thing of I'll be excited when everything is up and running smooth like butter.
Yeah. So it's a matter of just giving it a little bit of a tune up, which is pretty damn it's simpler than I thought it would be. And now that I've had a chance to actually put an eye on this thing and play with the cylinders and see how all this stuff works, man, they're pretty simple designs. So, and I'll show you guys in the videos coming up exactly what we're doing, how this thing works, and just how simple they are.
Okay, so Orange Star is asking about printing classes. He's like, are you going to start doing printing classes?
Am I going to stop doing printing classes? Oh, yeah, Orange Star, yeah, we're already doing printing classes. Have been for a little while.
Jaime was our first.
Yeah, Jaime was our first student, and we've also had. I mean, to be honest, he was our only student, but we've had plenty of inquiries. I just think that we haven't really been pushing it all that much because we're busy.
Time, yeah.
Yeah. So really, our with our print schedule and all that, the only time I could do it is on a weekend, and after a long week of working, being a manual screen printer, sometimes you got to recharge your batteries. So getting this automatic into the shop, and hopefully I'm going to see what we can do to still retain some sort of setup with at least one or two colors, either with this press or whatever the case may be. We still plan on having the classes, because the difference between, I mean, there is a difference between the automatics and manuals. However, there's quite a bit that when the process of getting it on press, there's quite a bit to be taught. A lot. I mean, I think a lot of you guys have questions about getting on the press, and then once you're on press and you guys know how to register things up, I mean, y'all tend to just fly with it. Who was it that I apologize if you're watching right now, and I think it's Jimmy, isn't it?
Jaime?
No, Jimmy.
Our digitizer?
No, he's not our digitizer anymore.
Oh, he's not?
No.
Jimmy, you done fucked up.
Well, it's just that we found somebody that can do better work here in America, and we're paying about 3 times as much, but they do a much better job. No, it was the
heads up.
It was the, let me see if I can't find it. Anyhow, long story short, what I'm getting at is I had someone contact us, like, hey, here's this job. What do you think? How should I approach this? Should I do it simulated process or CMYK process? And he had a has a 4-color press, and I was like, dude, just do it in 4 colors. And he needed my help separating it, so I just charged him a fee for doing that and sent him the files. And I didn't show you the picture, but it turned out really well. Just sending him those files, and he did great on his end. So guys, if you ever need a little bit of help and you're comfortable burning screens and registering things up, need help with the separation process, give me a holler, and if I have time to do it, I'll let you know based on your deadline, and we'll help you guys out. We'll help each other out and save you guys time and money, and we can make a little money. So that was cool. That was a cool experience, because you never know how things are going to turn out, but he did really well. What were you going to say?
No, I just realized I forgot we were going to play the game.
Oh, why? What's wrong? Did you not think about some sort of
I thought of stuff.
Trivia question or something?
No, I did.
Or...
It's just it's 7:56.
Well, do you know what you want to do as far as that goes? We can go 5 minutes over. You want to hold off until...
I did think about it, but I didn't come up with anything.
Oh, you didn't come up with anything?
Well, I didn't think about it.
Show prep. You got to do the show prep. Are you saying
I'm
says
glaring
me?
at him right now.
Says me? Hey, if we had a camera on you, we'd know you're glaring.
Yeah.
I know you're glaring. Everybody else doesn't, though.
I just announced it.
I'm glaring back.
What's with the mouth part? Like, okay.
Anyhow, what other questions or comments have come up?
Pretty much done. Oh wait, JP wants to know if there's a computer set up with the press.
A computer set up with the automatic? Is that what the question is?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it has a built-in computer in it.
Jesse had something too. He was earlier, but go on. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, they have computers in them. I mean, they're programmed to essentially with your little. It's a very, very simple computer. It's not like, there's some huge motherboard or whatever the case may be. I mean, its job is to flip these little valves to certain heads in a certain sequence. I mean, there's probably a total of there's 2 cylinders per head, and then there's 3 more cylinders for the. Actually, I take that back. There's 6 more. So, I mean, really, it's just a matter of it telling it to sequence these things properly based on whatever these flip switches are. If head 1's activated, whether it's double or single, along with the flashes. I couldn't program it. However, I definitely could design something like that. Funny thing is, the job I used to work at, the engineer at my job, Mike White, actually would design. I'd watch him fabricate these pneumatic screen printing machines for balloons, and that was a very cool thing. But he always had to have someone come in and program the computer to tell basically the brain of this thing. So
okay, so Jesse wants to know what we think of 28 Clear.
28 Clear?
What do we think of 28 Clear?
What 28 Clear? What's 28 Clear?
I don't know. It sounds like a band name.
28 Clear? What is that, Jesse? 28 Clear. Is that referring to screen printing stuff or a band?
Doesn't it sound like a band name?
Yeah, it does sound like a band name.
So, guys, I learned the best band name ever the other day.
And just to stop you for 1 second, it might be an emulsion that's clear.
You just killed my build-up.
Do your build-up, Shannon.
It's too late now. You ruined it.
The dog's looking at you funny.
Well, the dog's not looking at me funny. The dog's looking at me funny. Anyways, best band name ever. Apparently, Matt's not a big fan of them, but the name is amazing. Rainbow Kitten Surprise. How is that not like the most perfect name ever for a band? Well, for Jesse. I mean, seriously, it's like someone takes a box full of rainbow kittens and just throws them at you.
Like to me, it's a cool name. However, it's not within my. It's kind of like the millennial kind of like hipster kind of rainbow kitten surprise. You know, like the rainbow kitten from Lego, the Lego movie.
Unicorn Kitty.
Is that? Oh, that's Unicorn Kitty. Whatever.
Unikitty. Or something like that.
Unikitty.
I actually had that as a keychain, and when you push the nose, the horn would light up. It was amazing. I love that thing so much. I threw it away after the divorce.
I'm like yeah, that's cool and clever. However, I don't get excited about rainbows and kittens, and surprises are cool. However, the rainbow and kitten part, I'm just like, okay.
No, it's a combination of it. It's a rainbow kitten, and it's a surprise, and it's just like launched at you, and you're like, what?
What if it's just like, surprise, I got you a rainbow cat. Now deal with it. I don't want this damn rainbow
Are
cat.
you serious? If someone just said, surprise, here's a rainbow cat, I would be like, oh my god.
I'm like, oh my god, who can I sell this to immediately? Because it's a rainbow cat.
Oh, apparently it's a death metal band. I didn't know that. Okay, so John wants to know who the new digitizer is, and after that, I'm going to plug my birthday a little bit and see if I can get some Steam gift cards.
What she's wanting is some of those super chats.
No, I don't want a super chat. I don't want a super chat. I want gift card codes, like $5 gift card codes to Steam.
Okay, well, it's your party, and you can cry if you want to.
If anybody wants to, because they love me for my birthday, if you want, you can get me like a $5 gift card for Steam, the computer video game.
What was the question, Shannon?
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, Steam.
Digitizer, US digitizer. I'm
Oh
sorry.
yeah. It's jeez. Happy birthday, Shannon.
It's my birthday. Shut up. You can't be mean to me.
I'm not trying to be mean to you, but
I'm sorry. I should have done that. I'm sorry.
Sure.
I should have waited my turn.
Okay, so Ignition, it's called ignitiondrawing.com. They do a really great job. It was about $30 for a cap or a left chest embroidery, and then it just kind of goes up from there. They do digitizing for embroidery. They do vector artwork and all that stuff. They're here in the good old U.S. of A, America, and we were basically, I was told about them through the people that we get help with for our embroidery. Let's put it that way. And they do a really good job. So I've used the guys overseas, and sometimes they do a good job. They're hit or miss. These guys generally tend to be home run most, every time we've used them, and you get revisions and all that along with it. So check them out. And by the way, Ignition Drawing, if you're watching this, if you want to kind of throw me a promo code or something like that for sharing y'all's information.
Now, we're being shameless tonight.
Well, I actually you're being a little shameless. I'm helping these.
It's my birthday.
It's free advertisement, even though I don't have to. It's a matter of just helping you guys out. So I really don't care if they want to swing something my way, then great. If not, then no big deal. That's just to help you guys out. So, it's all a matter of being able to make this something towards where the time isn't taking away from us making a living and being able to help you guys out. So that's where, we do the Catspit, or where the case may be. It's you gotta, as an artist, you gotta get paid for your time, and by the way, Jonathan's great. I think that's one of the reasons I enjoy working with him. So hopefully during this slow season, the holiday season and all that, hopefully we'll be able to go and visit Jonathan, because really would like to do a collab with him. And while we're in Arizona, hopefully we'll be able to swing by a cam shop. Hopefully. I can't guarantee you that. I know for a fact that Jonathan is on board. However,
yeah, Jonathan's offered to put us up in a hotel.
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, I'll help you guys with the hotel fares and all that stuff." So I was like, "Really?" But yeah, it'd be cool to meet him and as many people as we can. It's fun. We enjoy talking shop, obviously, and to be able to meet some more of you guys is we enjoy it. We enjoy it, although the just logistics of everybody and the spread of the internet don't really make it that feasible. So if you guys want to stop by and swing by the shop, just make sure it's after 12 and we're good. You can come any earlier than that, and the coffee hadn't kicked in.
Medicine hasn't kicked in.
Yeah, so for Shannon, the medicine hadn't kicked in, and let's just say, but like, hold on a second.
We get here at 10, but I can honestly say that my workday doesn't start till like 11:30. But I mean, like, you know, I handle it fast.
Brain functioning type thing.
Yeah.
And
okay.
That's kind of how, because we're even to this day, we're still working late. We still work till 3 or 4 in the morning, and then we get up out of bed, come to the shop, and then it's kind of like, okay, what do we need to do? We know we need to do this, but okay, we know what we need to do. I'm going to kind of do this for a moment.
And I'm in the back, like, just playing on my iPad.
I'm going to eat some breakfast type of situation, and then around noon, it's hardcore. I wouldn't say noon. For me, as soon as I wake up, I'm going, but the brain's not completely functioning.
I'm about
right off
10:30, 11:30. That's when I actually start to do my shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so anyways, thank
you, John.
At least
you work more than, I didn't mean to cut you off, but at least you work more than 15 minutes a day compared to like people that have their day jobs. Like, I know I went in and
I'm going to remind you the next time we have a fight.
I was just like, yeah, but that's different being paid by someone and then you get to go home and then just completely forget about everything. Just because it's
just saying.
You're working, you're making someone else.
I'm just going to remind you that
you're making someone else rich. That's what it is when you work for somebody else. However.
Yeah, I do, and that's what I'm doing. I'm working for myself and for us, and I'm working more than 15 minutes.
And Panda, by the way, if you are watching, you're not making us rich.
He's not watching.
We're not.
I'm a little irritated that our actual employee doesn't watch the show.
We're not getting rich off of your help, although, you know, we'll talk about it.
Okay, so we got a couple things, and then I think we should end it.
Okay, well, what do we got there?
Waldo wants to know if I get gift cards, will I let them see me? Waldo?
Oh,
you know what? Honestly,
good call.
That's a good negotiation.
Good call.
I would seriously consider it, but I hope you wouldn't, not do it because it's my birthday. Anyways,
do it. Make that the demand.
Okay, yeah. Okay, fine.
I think that's a good one.
Fine.
Yeah.
If I reach an X amount of Steam gift cards.
No. Come on now.
Okay, then what? If I get gift cards, yes, I will make an appearance. It'll be a short appearance, but I will make an appearance.
There we go. So, you heard it. You heard it from the horse's mouth. She is going to make an appearance.
If I get gift cards.
The rainbow unicorn's mouth. Excuse me.
If I get
she's
Steam
going to
codes. For my birthday.
Steam gift. I don't even know what the hell Steam is.
Steam's it's an app that play all the video games like on your PC.
Even on a Mac?
Hmm?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I've bought like a ton of them a couple years ago, and then I lost it.
Like what? Fortnite?
I told you, Otome Games. Now I just wanted to play Street Fighter.
I don't even know what that even means.
Otome Games is a dating game. Anyways, we're like getting off of. It's a dating, pick your romance.
Do you get to like have intimate relations
you
with
don't.
them?
You don't.
After?
It's a very pure love that you earn like by developing a relationship and a rapport with a certain character that you choose.
Okay, so there y'all have it. I find that a little odd, but that's Shannon's thing. Not that you're odd or anything, but hey,
It's not
that's
my
your little
thing.
deal.
It was just fun to play there for a couple of years. Oh my god. It's a Japanese video game, whatever.
I know. I get it. It's cool.
No, you don't.
It's
you
your
don't
deal.
get it at all.
No, I get it, but it's just not something I'm going to like. I have played one of those games, but I was like 20, like 19, 20, and I'm like, let me see what this is about. And then I played it once. I'm like, okay, this is stupid. I'm gonna go back to playing guitar and.
First off, I'm a girl. Second off, way younger than you. Third, I have a Peter Pan complex, so that makes me mentally like younger.
So how old did you just turn?
I hate you. I haven't turned that yet. Okay, it's tomorrow. It hasn't happened yet.
Okay, so you're not way younger than I am because we're both in our 30s, so hush your mouth. It's not like you're 18 years old and I'm in my 40s or something like that.
Okay, so John's asking if we do embroidery. Thank you, Jonathan, for the happy birthday. And Liberty is or who is it said? Oh yeah, Liberty says that if we need help with embroidery, we can come to him. And
cool.
And Waldo's like trying to figure out how to get Steam cards.
Oh my lord. I'm gonna let y'all figure that out.
It's just Steam. Just type in, just Google Steam. It's a video game thing. It's gonna be blue with like like a little lever thing.
I'll let
we need
y'all
to end this because I'm just not gonna like stop digging myself in a hole here.
So here's Shannon's email address. I'll let y'all figure that out, and then we'll report back next week as to whether or not she will be going on. Waldo says
I said an appearance. I didn't say the whole thing.
My Waldo had his 39th birthday on the 10th. Happy birthday, Waldo. Let's see what else we got. We got a little bit of convo going on here. You can pay him. You can pay him. He would watch. Fire. Two for. I'm reading these backwards. Yeah, what happened to Rock? Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's so far up there.
I know, but I'm just kind of reading over some of these things, and yeah, that would be a toe for both Jonathan and Cam. Sounds like a win-win. From Houston to the Arizona, yeah, that's quite the little hike. However, if I could collab with the both of them, that would be pretty awesome. Because I think that the screen printing community is as small as it is there's like a competition. Screen printers are pretty easy going with sharing information, letting you into their shop, showing you around. But for some reason, and I wouldn't even say it's YouTube. I just think that there's I think everybody's just kind of in their own little bubble and YouTube, and rather than it being like a competition type thing, it should be a thing where everybody collaborates and it just kind of helps the community grow, so to speak. So yeah, hopefully we can do that. Well, guys, it's been fun. We're going to get out of here in a second. Shannon, do you have any kind of
Yes, I do, and
follow-up words here? Joke?
Yes, I do. Grab him.
Go for it.
I just want you to grab the puppy and show him one last time.
You have the floor. Oh, you want me to show the puppy one more time?
And I was going to explain the origin of his name compared to yours.
What the origin of the puppy's name?
Yeah, what the Greek god Apollo was. And anyways,
okay, it's Shannon's party, and she wants.
Waldo, Steam is completely fine. I promise. It has an app, and my ending comments are: "This is Apollo, and he's named after the Greek god of light, who was said to take a chariot and ride the sun across the earth and give light to all the world. That's my comment for the day, because I only thought of that 10 minutes before I realized I had to say something. Well, and Matt likes the name because he likes Houston and NASA, and he wants to name it after Apollo.
Matt, your hat fell off. Hold on. There we go. Next show, I'm going to put a sweater on him, and my hands are going to be coming out.
No, and then you should tie yarn around his paws and just make him dance.
Have you not seen the videos where people put sweaters on their dogs and then they use their hands and they shove food in their face?
That just seems mean. Anyways, my fun fact is over.
Anyway, so now I woke the puppy up, and we're gonna take him out, and we're gonna get out of here. So thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see y'all next Monday.
And guys, I see
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there.
And I see you guys have some more questions and everything. If you want them answered, go ahead and feel free to send them to the website, because we gotta go, because I am hungry and I think we've been taking up too much stuff. And Waldo, you're awesome.
Thanks, Jonathan. I appreciate that. Jonathan and I have I've been trying to help him out a little bit. Thanks, John. Thanks, JP. We appreciate it, everybody. We will see you guys next time. Happy Thanksgiving, and just keep an eye out for some of the videos that we have coming up, and get that gift card so that way Shannon will be on next show. And that's all I got to say, and we are out of here.
All right, bye guys, hearts.